Hi, excuse me, Scorpio. This is your reading for the week of January 19th, 2026, or when you hear it and it resonates. Sun, moon, rising, Venus, or a lot of important placement in your chart. Scorpio, this is what I get for you. The very first card I pull is creativity, and the second one is responsibility. And as I'm working with your energy, I'm feeling this sense of making the effort to be responsible to yourself now, and to be responsible to yourself first. And this is super important for you because one of the things that has really marked your sign, I feel strongly, is having been responsible for taking care of a lot of stuff for a lot of people for a long time. And that you were very, very good at it, very able to get things done. Boom, 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 boom. But in a way, what it did was it kind of created a little bit of a cage around you in which now your creativity was very, very filtered into things that were already made. Oh, I didn't know this. Okay. Please describe this. So it's like, yes, you have access to all of this creative energy, but if you already had structures where you needed to do this and that and that, and you were responsible in all of these areas, your creativity was limited by the context within which it was flowing. So in other words, if you had committed to make, I'll use art as an example, although I'm not speaking specifically about art, but if you were commissioned to say, to only produce 8 by 11 paintings, and you were very good at it, and you were able to knock them out like that, boom, 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 and you were very creative in those 8 by 11s, but you were always limited by the size because that was the structure within which you were only able to create and produce. Whereas now, now I can do wall mural. I don't have to stick to 8.5 by 11. Now the quality of creative energy that comes in for you is completely different. And it doesn't have to be a wall mural. It could be now you just saying, I am no longer going to do 8.5 by 11s. I'm going to let my creativity come in a completely different way. You might write a symphony, or you might still paint, or you might sculpt, or maybe you're going to write a book. So by taking off those limitations around which your responsibility was defined, now your creative energy can come in a different way. Because remember, the creative energy is also the same frequency or the same part of the brain through which we channel our intuition. So what I'm being told here, and this was very clear in the very beginning, is this: allowing yourself to really expand in how you work with your creativity. And it doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be a big thing. But allowing yourself to channel creativity just for the sake of doing something creative other than what you've done before. And not within a context of where you are responsible, but just because you feel like it, or because you don't really know what you want to do, but you'll do this instead of that. Okay? It's that idea of opening it up, because one of the things that can happen is when we have an overdeveloped sense of responsibility, which is something I would say about most Scorpio people I have met, and certainly something that seems to be coming through a lot in the readings. So when there's a hyper responsibility, even getting better, even improving ourselves, even trying to find healing or resolution, we can still look at it with the same attitude, with the same energy. Must, do. And even though we might be getting information, if we're still limiting the way in which we perceive it, and we are still applying different concepts, such as, I'm the only one who can do it for me, or I must do this by myself, that may be true. And it may also be linked to the hyper responsibility, because along with hyper responsibility often comes, and this is important, Scorpio, it often comes with difficulty in accepting assistance from other people, from opening up to receiving, from letting go of having all responsibility. for your well-being then, because you're not allowing other people necessarily to come in and offer. It's about your energy being willing to be vulnerable in that case, okay? So you're being asked to remember humility. Now, within the context of this, it's not, oh, be humble. It's remember there is more at work than just you. And can you use deliberate creativity and exploring creativity as a way to let other information come through that you might not be letting in now, because there may still be a kind of like a figuring out kind of component. And it feels to me as though some of this is going to come in, not because you've figured it out, but because it's just something is let loose in your energy now from the thinking process, and the push just comes in with an insight, a full body insight. And that's what I think is important here. You've got the there is another me. So that's reminding you there's more going on than just you. But there is a bigger you that is also there, the higher conscious you. And by working with your creativity element, and by choosing to drop whatever stressors you have around responsibility to other people or making yourself better, okay? Drop the weight of it. Let go of whatever stressors you can around what you think should be happening, how quickly it should be happening, and open yourself up as much as you can to that place of, I don't know why I want to say dimensional exploration. What does that mean? It could mean a lot of things to a lot of different people. But I would say, in this case, I'm going to describe it as sitting down in a nice, comfortable chair and just letting your mind wander from one vision to another, taking in your space and just letting yourself feel it. And from that place, what do you feel like doing? Maybe you want to do a crossword. Maybe you want to color something. Maybe you want to get a coloring book and color something. Maybe you want to play with making origami. Maybe you just want to listen to recipes on YouTube and look for new ideas there. But it's the idea of exploring without it having to be a program, exploring without it having to be something that you're on top of. It's that ease of letting higher consciousness, letting the sacred, letting that dimension of energy flow through you in a way where it gets to come out without being forced through all these particular pastry bag decorations that you've already used. It's new cookie cutters for you. It's new cookie cutters, okay? Scorpio, this is really beautiful, because what it's really saying for me is that for many of you, you've probably already started this step into understanding yourself and what responsibility means. Of course, in A Course in Miracles, they redefine responsibility as the ability to respond. So I'm going to end on that, and I'm going to say this is your ability to respond to whatever project it is you're doing. And project can be your own transformation, as well as any kind of deliberate and specific change that you're making on the earth plane in terms of your living situation, your work, your family, whatever. This is really about you just being able to allow this transformation to happen, leaning into the idea that there is a divine presence helping you with this, that you can be in touch with that and with your higher conscious mind by allowing yourself to let go of some of the rules and ways of being that have kept you safe and productive. And look at how giving those things up offers you a liberation and allows you to drop the stressors and move into an expanded state of love, because that's really where I see it. I really see it that way. And a love that not just allows you to give love, but as you're shifting responsibility and allowing help to come into you, your experience of yourself and your life becomes something that is much more vital but fluid. Okay? I'm going to leave you with that, my dears. I feel like there's a whole bunch more, but I'm keeping them a little bit short this time. So I'm going to leave you with that. And just check in to see, is there anything else they want to say? Yeah, lean into the divine, okay? Lean into the divine. Lean into the fact that there is a higher presence and that no matter what you think you know, there's more. And it's good. And it's for you. And that's really what it feels like. They want to say, it's for you. So just open to it and take it. Let us help you. Let us help you. Okay, Scorpio, that's it. Take care.